Oh my God. Are we live? We are live. That's probably uh, that's a horrible loss. The Lakers just straight up choked that. I can't believe the Lakers just choked that. It's a deflating loss. I can't I can't. I honestly can't. I don't know what to make of it anymore. I don't. Y'all in the chat, y'all in the stream, you guys are gonna have to just you guys are just gonna have to somehow cheer me up after this one because I don't understand how you're up the entire game. You're up double digits consistently and you choke it. You just blow it. And you have an opportunity to really just make a statement beating a quality team like the Grizzlies, and you can't do it. You can't beat. It's been rough this past couple weeks for the Lakers. Obviously, we know that. COVID and injuries just ruined it. I get that. But I'm not going to sit here and make that excuse. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, we don't have this player. We don't have this player. We were in a position to win, and they simply did not win it. That's what this comes down to. I'm just gonna wait for some of y'all in the chat because honestly, I can't. There's just it's deflating. It's deflating for the Lakers. It's annoying because they were playing such a good game, and then they blew it within the last 8 minutes. You played good. You outplayed the fourth seed in the West for 40 minutes, and you just blew it. Raheem says they just not a good team this year. You know, this team just needs some consistency. I know they got potential, man. This team has a lot of potential, but they got to go out there and start winning some games. And I understand they're missing out on some players and whatever the case is, but dang, dude, go out and win some games. Albert says, what happened? I didn't watch the Lakers game because I was watching the Bulls game. Yeah, so I mean they were playing in Memphis, right? Lakers had a consistent lead of at least 8 to 10 to 12 points perhaps throughout the entire game. And then simply the Lakers choked it. In the last 8 minutes, the Grizzlies just went on a massive run. And really, the Lakers couldn't get anything offensively. Their offense was looking anemic, and they choked that 8 to 10 point lead in the fourth quarter. And then once the Grizzlies took the lead, might I add, that was their first lead since 2-0. 2-0 was their lead since they last had it, and the Grizzlies won. It's like you can only blame the COVID in the injuries so much, but if you're in a position to win like that, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, we have this player out. Well, we have this player out. No, that's only applicable to say for different scenarios. But this one was just deflating. And honestly, if I'm a Laker player right now, I don't even know what to think of right now. Albert says, I heard Melo struggle today. Yeah, big time. I mean, he shot 2 of 11, 2 of 12, something like that. Shoot, and he's going to have a down game. He's been playing pretty well all season long, so a game like this was expected. But it's really deflating. Raheem says they have talent, but they haven't been able to play a complete game, and their defense is bad. I disagree with that. I think, you know what? They have played a complete game before. Against Boston and LA, that was a complete game. And we have seen their defense. I mean, the Grizzlies didn't even have that many points, right? It's just we didn't have many ourselves. And, we know we have the talent, right? But the Lakers just can't. They need the consistency in order to, get to that next level that they're trying to get to. It's just not going to happen if you can't even get that consistency going. You need to string at least a couple wins and really start to establish some ground when you're trying to establish yourself as a contender. Christopher said, "What about the Russ? What about the late Russ dunk he missed?" I mean, Russ just did not play well in the fourth quarter, man. I mean, Russell Westbrook. Here's the thing: he was playing so well in the first three quarters, as most players were as well. The Lakers were in complete control, and then Russell West. I mean, you started to see it once the 8 minute mark hit. Like he just started playing carelessly. He started playing with a low IQ. He was playing. He was trying to play fast, trying to get some offense going, but he was forcing it and he was turning the ball over, right? That pass to THT in the paint, turnover. Same thing with LeBron. And the Lakers, it's just like, yes, their facial expression might not show that they're panicking, but they're clearly panicking in terms of the selections of the passes they were making, the shots they were taking. And credit to the Grizzlies. I mean, they're a great team, but by no means should the Lakers have lost this one with the way that they were playing. That's what I'm upset most about. John says, who thinks the Lakers will get 50 wins? Not a chance. Yeah, we're not getting 50 wins. I never sat here and said we're going to get 50 wins, John. The Lakers are not going to win 50 wins. I mean, they already have, 19 losses? I mean, if they want 50 wins, they literally have to win out almost, you know? I mean, they have to win at this point majority of their games. And, looking at it now, that's simply not going to happen. This is not like they're playing on 2K and this is rookie mode all of a sudden. So I don't know what to say. Vikings said, we all know Braun had historically been a good leader, but throughout the game, his body language has been awful, and he had a rough fourth quarter. Don't get me started on Westbrook blowing layups. 100% agree with you, Viking. I think LeBron has been a fantastic leader, but something about the fourth quarter, man. I mean, as soon as the Grizzlies started making their run, LeBron just started passing. He just didn't seem like, oh well, I'm gonna pass it for a fourth shot, or I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like he just did not have a good fourth quarter, and it's a shame because he had a fantastic game in the first three quarters, right? He had 7 threes. The Lakers were up double digits. Like Russell Westbrook was having a good game, and that was all thrown in the trash simply because of the fact that they could not hold on to the lead for just 8 minutes. They were up for so long and they choked in the last 8 minutes. That's what it is. Albert says, do you think the Lakers are going to be more aggressive at the trade deadline? For example, more shooters. Um, I'm not really sure. They don't need more shooters. I'll tell you that much. I think they got the shooting. The 3-point shooting this year has been pretty solid. One thing that we do need is just defense, right? We need the consistency. And I've said it before, this roster on paper is good enough to win a championship. But it's all about going out there, being healthy, not having COVID, and really developing some consistency. Because games like this is really it's deflating because you're supposed to win this game. You're supposed to cap off your road trip with a perfect record. You're supposed to go into the New Year's Eve game with a 2-game win streak and really just start getting some wins going. But now it's like all the progress they made after losing it from COVID and injuries, they're right back to where they started because they can't take care of games like these in which you're up 10 to 12 points and then they simply just lose it anyways. So that's my point. That's my point as to why it's a frustrating loss, a deflating loss, and there's no other word. There's no other way to put it, man. I can't sit here and say, well, we don't have Ariza, we don't have this, but no, because we should have won this game. This was ours for the taking against a good quality team too in the Memphis Grizzlies on the road. So on a back-to-back as well. That's what's deflating about this, and I honestly don't know what the players are going to say about it. They're probably just going to say, oh, well, we know what we're capable of. We just got to play better. Well, I want to see it. I want to see better fourth quarter offensive consistency. I don't want to see whatever that was in the fourth quarter. GG said, what happened, bro? Well, the Lakers choked. That's what happened. I mean, that's in the title, right? It was just not. Someone please, someone's got to make me feel better about this loss because this was not a good one. If the Lakers lose, they showed effort. I'll give them that. They showed effort, but that's like the bare minimum that every team in the NBA has to do. So, someone please just tell me what I could look forward to moving forward because honestly, this game against the Grizzlies so deflating, just so deflating. But yeah, there's no other way to put it. I'm gonna see what these players have to say. I swear to God, if they act like, oh, we know what we're capable of, and the Lakers always be saying stuff like this. I'm just like, bro. Viking says we have the players to be a great team. We just haven't been healthy and consistent. If the Lakers can get 3/4 healthy with Ariza, Stanley, Reeves, and Bradley, we can be an elite defensive team. I 100% agree with that, Viking. Uh, you know, I do agree with that because we have we have the players that are good on defense, right? It's just a matter of, and you're forgetting about Kendrick Nunn too. It's just a matter of actually getting those players back. NAD that you also forgot to mention. So we have good defensive players. It's just a matter of bringing them together, having them healthy, and we need Frank Vogel back. For all the people who bashed on Frank Vogel saying he's a bad coach, what's happening now without Frank Vogel? Was he really to blame for that? You know what I mean? Like, Frank Vogel was never the primary blame. It's just he's a scapegoat because he's the coach. That's why. So what do you guys want to do now? Fire Dave Fizdale? Is that what y'all want to do? Default says, do you remember me? Yes, I do remember you. Welcome back. Romario says they should have drawn up a play to get a shooter free because we knew they were going to pressure LeBron. I don't know how we managed to lose this game after we were playing so well. Yeah, I mean, the Grizzlies, I think the Lakers were just trying to overthink getting a three-point shot, right? I mean, you had LeBron. He passed it to Malik Monk. And Russell Westbrook was sort of open for a three, but Malik Monk was not trying to shoot. He was not trying to pass it to Russ for the open three or the somewhat open three because he probably thought he's not going to hit that down or something. So then he passed it back to LeBron, and then LeBron tried passing it back. I mean, it was just very forced because Russ, I mean, he was sort of open, but they didn't pass it to him, and it was a forced turnover. So that's just what happened, and that happened a lot in the fourth quarter. It wasn't just the last play. The Lakers had plenty of turnovers. LeBron turning the ball over, Russell Westbrook turning the ball over. I mean, it's more than just Russ. Gigi says, at least you guys are losing by a couple points. A couple weeks ago, you guys were getting blown out a few times. If only it can only get better from here. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, listen, like I already talked about the setbacks the Lakers had with COVID and injuries and all of that stuff, right? And then they come out and they beat Houston on the road, regardless if it was against a team like the Rockets. Beating a team when you're shorthanded is hard to do in the NBA. So now they're up against the Grizzlies, and I'm like, okay, great, another opportunity to really take that next step, right? Especially when you're shorthanded. And they're winning the entire time, and they lose after that. It's just deflating, GG. It really is. So yes, they didn't get blown out, but I mean, really, is it really that big of a step to not get blown out? To have the team that you have, you should not get blown out that much, anyways. So ultimately, the Lakers just got to start stringing up some wins together. Albert says you can look forward to your team being very good in the playoffs, with especially LeBron. I don't know about Westbrook in the playoffs. I don't know about Westbrook in the playoffs either. First of all, the Lakers would need to get there, which they will. But LeBron, the player that he needs to be healthy for the playoffs. And I've said this multiple times. I take a playoff LeBron over anyone. A healthy playoff LeBron. Because how many times has he been counted out? When he's healthy and he's been counted out, he's always won in that series, right? With the exclusion of the Warrior series. He just always proved people wrong. He always put up big numbers. He always carried teams. I don't think he's going to have to carry like how he had to do in Cleveland, but, I really don't want it to be like that. Romario says LeBron did have turnovers, but my God, Westbrook's not a fourth quarter player. He's a great player, just not in the clutch. Agreed. Seeing Westbrook in the fourth quarter, it was tough because the Lakers were under so much pressure as they're slowly choking the lead, right, Romario? And you saw Westbrook, he was just turning the ball over, airballing, right? He might have had a shot or two, but that doesn't make up for the couple turnovers that he had. Westbrook was having a good game. And I like Westbrook a lot. I think he's a fantastic player. But simply overall, like if you play good quarters 1 through 3, and then you have a bad fourth quarter, overall, I'm going to say you had a bad game. I don't care about quarters 1 through 3. If you can't close the deal, I don't care what your numbers are. I don't care about the stats. If you don't win, I don't care about your stats. That's my mindset. And regardless of how well LeBron did and how well Russ did prior to the fourth quarter, I don't care. I simply do not care. That's just my mindset. I know a lot of people love the stats and all this other stuff, but stats only mean so much to me. Vafal says, how many watch hours do you have on YouTube? No clue, Vafal. I haven't checked. Viking says Carmelo's older, so obviously we can't be too harsh on him having to shoot bad shooting performance on a back-to-back. Yeah, I mean, listen, Carmelo's been having a pretty good year so far, right? He is exactly what we wanted out of Kuzma in the sense to get you a consistent 10 to 12 points off the bench. And he's been having a good season so far. So I'm not going to criticize him for having one off night or, that's bound to happen. Shooters have off nights. I mean, literally, Steph played like trash the other day. He'll have his off night. I'm not saying Carmelo's Steph, but I'm saying, shooters have off nights. And Carmelo is not. I'm not going to hold this game against him. Ultimately, the Lakers were in a position to win, even with Carmelo Anthony playing the way that he was. The Lakers should have won this game, and they didn't, and that's the frustrating part. Lord have mercy. The Lakers just need to string some wins together, and you know what? I do believe that they can still turn things around. It's not like it's over or anything like that, but still, like. Deflating loss. This was a deflating loss. They should have won it. They should have won it. That's all I could say. Let's see. What are y'all thoughts on the game or just anything else that's going on in the league? Because I think I've already given my thoughts on, the Lakers. They choked. I'm pissed, obviously, but let's see what y'all have to say about, the Lakers or just anything in general, because I'm all here for it. Like I mentioned before, I have the recap video posted up. So if y'all want to go ahead and watch that, y'all can go ahead and do so. It's just me talking about the game, my raw thoughts when the game is coming to an end. And, I come on live and just talk with you guys about it and whatever else. So we can go from there. Okay. Befal says, are you a bandwagon? No, I am not. Befal, I've been a fan since I started understanding basketball, which was 2004. And, I briefly remember Kobe and Shaq's last season with the Lakers, but I really do remember Kobe with Smush Parker, Chris Mim, Devin George, all that other stuff. So I am not a bandwagon. I am as real as they come. Albert says the Bulls won 131 to 117. Now we're 22-10. Yeah, it was either you or Gigi that was kind of nervous about that game against the Hawks, but I said the Bulls were going to win that game. I was right. But yeah. Befal says respect to you. Appreciate it. Viking says for your sake, maybe you shouldn't look forward to those wins until you guys can get the guys in protocol back. Yeah. Oh, man, dude, that's it's deflating either way. I mean, what can you do about it, It happens, I guess, but still, not at a time like this. Like if the Lakers were in a position like the number 3 seed and their record was significantly better than what it is now, then I wouldn't be as annoyed. But it just had to come at a time like this, and man, it's just something else. Bulls fans aren't going to talk trash about Kobe White tonight. 17 points, 12 assists. Yeah, it was his opportunity to shine, right? I mean, you had Lonzo and Caruso out, so yeah. Let's see what else we got going on. THT just doesn't fit with the Lakers, though. Thoughts? I agree with you, Viking. THT doesn't fit with this team as much because of the fact that THT is not a spot-up shooter. He doesn't fit LeBron's system. THT is someone who would come off good off the bench, right? I wouldn't give up on THT, though. Befal says, Kobe and Shaq or LeBron and AD? Is that a serious question? Befal? LeBron and AD don't even compare to Kobe and Shaq. Not even close. Gigi asks, how did Stanley Johnson play tonight? He played pretty well. Once again, came out with effort, played with energy, hustled, played some solid defense, rebounded the ball when needed. I like Stanley Johnson. So, yeah. Viking says, I could see THT being out of the rotation at this point with Reeves and Ellington coming back. I could see his minutes being decreased, but he's never going to be kicked out of the rotation because he has so much potential as a 21-year-old, And, he's going to be included in the lineup for his, for his development purposes. But man, like THT, if LeBron it wasn't on this team, if Russ was not on this team, if it was THT as the primary ball handler, then then you can actually start to see THT really start to take a step forward. But honestly, like given how this system is, with LeBron and Russ being the primary ball handlers, I just don't see how THT would be able to like really exceed expectations from last season. Man. The one thing I hate the most though is how people just solely blame Westbrook, right? They solely blame Westbrook. It's like, oh yeah, trade Westbrook. It's like, dude, like the Lakers lost not just because of Westbrook, it was because of the entire team. Antonio says THT, Russ, and the whole coaching staff got to go. 100% disagree with you, Antonio. I don't think you could be more wrong than that because of the fact that like I mentioned before, this team's not 100%. And, when you say trade Russ, it's like Russ has been playing pretty well this entire season long, with the exception of a couple games, right? As for THT, he doesn't necessarily fit with this team. And we have more problems than just Westbrook or THT. Like Albert said, yeah, we have more problems than Westbrook. Our defense is a bigger problem than Westbrook. Our health is a bigger problem than Westbrook. Our chemistry, our consistency, that's a bigger problem than Westbrook. So I don't want to hear that they all got to go, because that simply should not happen. When it gets tough, you don't trade away players and you don't release players just because it gets tough. To win a championship, you got to go through these struggles. Antonio said Russ just getting paid $44 million just to miss layups. Listen, I mean, it happens, right? I never said Russ had a good game. I don't think he had a good game, especially in the fourth quarter. But he'll get back. Viking says low. AD gets back. He's been a bigger disappointment than Russ, TBH. Yeah, for the fans, it's been a big disappointment. But listen, I mean, I've said this on multiple occasions. Like, AD was fantastic with us our first season and even our second season. But after the Montrez and Marcus saw, everyone's like, oh, we want AD to play more center because the stats suggest that he plays better at center. So he was encouraged to put on 10, 15 pounds, and then all of a sudden he becomes slower. He doesn't get much lift on his jump shot. So he's just not as good. He's more injury prone. And, the fans and the coaching staff, they wanted AD to be more big, more physical. And you can't expect him to play, post up game. AD's not like that. AD doesn't play bully ball consistently. He's more of a kind of finesse player, a quick first step kind of guy. He'll beat you around the dribble, stuff like that. Viking says, yeah, I was just about to say maybe putting on the pounds with some. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But in a sense, he was encouraged to put on those pounds. So, I don't want to put that against AD. I do believe that if he loses the weight that he was told to gain over the offseason, he will come back. He'll be more athletic. He'll be quicker. It's like, why fix something that ain't broke? What was the problem with AD back then? There was no problem. It's just the Lakers wanted him as center because they just love the analytics. And that's what I don't like about analytics, that when people solely rely on analytics, that's when it could screw you over. Albert says they will figure it out. Laker fans overreact with Russell Westbrook and the fit with the team. I think it's more so of LeBron bandwagons, Albert. Laker fans like me, and I know plenty of other real Laker fans out there, they are trusting this team long term. They understand that this team is new. They understand that this team is injured, stuff like that. Antonio says, why didn't Monk pass the ball to Westbrook? Because they don't trust him and AD got to lose weight. I miss the old AD. Yeah, I mean, I was just mentioning that. Why didn't Monk pass it to Westbrook? It's because, do you want Russ shooting a three-pointer? I don't know. I mean, like, now looking back on it, after what had transpired, yeah, maybe you should have passed it to Russ because you had no other option. But it's probably just an instinct thing that Monk's like, no, there's probably someone else that's open, or probably there's a better option. So, yeah, I don't know about that one, Antonio. James Washington says they need Isaiah back. I disagree with that. I don't think Isaiah did necessarily great things with us. I mean, he's okay, right? I think he should be in the league, like I mentioned before, just not with the Lakers. I like Darren Collison. I like Stanley Johnson. And I like the rest of our team, but we just need to get healthy, and we need to get some consistency. And losses like this is just what makes this more frustrating. That's why I'm frustrated. That's why I'm annoyed. So really, I mean, it's all about just getting some wins together. So like I mentioned before, yesterday when I was on the stream, uh, I have a Discord channel. Y'all can go ahead and join it. We just talk about sports or whatever the case is on there. I'll put the Discord link in the description. Y'all can go ahead and join that. You know, we have a solid amount of people in there already. You know, we just talk about anything. We even talk about the Bulls, the Lakers, whatever. So Viking said, lol, not gonna lie, I'm a LeBron bandwagon, but I'm not jumping ship on the Lakers just because of the 2-year struggle. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, like, if you think about it, when the Lakers and LeBron have struggled, it's really because of injuries. Like, when has there been a time that the Lakers have been garbage when they're healthy? Their first season with LeBron, right? They're top 4 in the West, and then LeBron gets the groin injury, and then they just fall apart. Lonzo gets hurt. So that season's just a wash. So, yeah. Antonio asks, when is Nunn coming back? God knows when Kendrick Nunn is coming back. I was just asking the same question yesterday, Antonio. I could see maybe a couple months. Gigi says, I feel much better today. Still not 100, but definitely feel way better than I did yesterday. It's great to hear. You know, I saw the comment on the Discord chat, so it's great to hear that you're definitely feeling better. Just keep getting rest. You'll feel even better tomorrow. Albert says sometimes teams take a while to figure it out unless you get lucky. Like, for example, the Bulls fit together immediately on the court. I'm not going to lie, Albert. You know, when the Bulls assembled this team together, I didn't expect them to win the way that they have been so far. I thought the Bulls were going to be like around 6-7 seed. I didn't think they're going to be 2 to the 4 seed right now. But they definitely exceeded my expectations, and they're looking fantastic. Viking said they said Nunn should be back in January. If that's the case, that would be a great thing for us because honestly, AD should be coming back around that time as well. Hopefully, he doesn't he loses that weight that he was told to gain, and let's just get things going, man. I mean, the Cavaliers with LeBron in his first season in 2014, they started 23-23 or something of that sort. So you know, I'm not concerned about this team long term, but it's just frustrating when the progress is halted because of losses like this. So really, that's all I have to say about that one. Viking says late January though. Hey, that's better later than never, right? I mean, Kendrick Nunn is someone. Malik and him could be a good backcourt. Good young pieces could shoot, could drive to the rim, could play solid defense, hustles, energies. I mean, like they're Kendrick Nunn would just be a good addition to this team. We need someone like that as well. Oh man, but dang, that's all I gotta say. Dang, because it doesn't feel like long ago that the Lakers won, you know? Viking says, Malik is so good for us, though. Definitely would want to hold on to him past this year. I mean, I've mentioned this on numerous occasions, Viking. Malik Monk has the potential to be our future two guard of the future. You know what this Laker team is doing? Yes, they want some youth, but they also want to win now. And Malik Monk is someone that the Lakers can win now with, but at the same time, he could be in our long-term plans. And I hope he really, really stays with us long-term. But think about this for a second, guys. What told me about Malik Monk? First of all, I liked him in Charlotte, but I like him even more now because he didn't chase the bag. He chased a contender in the sense that I understand if you want to get your bag, you want to get your money, I get all of that. But if you're Malik Monk, you're 23 years old or whatever the case is, he could have probably got 40 million from some other team, right? But he chose to come on a cheap contract to, on paper, a contending team in the Lakers. That just goes to show that he wants to win. And I appreciate players like him because it doesn't seem like there's much of that anymore. So I hope we do keep Malik Monk. Gigi says, sucks to what happened to Rubio. Yeah, I mean, torn ACL. You know, Cleveland was really good because of him. Not solely because of him, but he had a huge reason to do them. Him and Garland were just playing really, really well. Albert says, what is Kendrick Nunn's injury? I don't even remember. Was it an ankle injury or something? I don't even remember. Viking says, having said that, do you think we'd be able to re-sign him? Yes, I do believe that we'd be able to re-sign him because we have a lot of expendable contracts in which we could either move around or whatever the case is. I think we will have at least a little financial flexibility to re-sign him. And knowing that Malik Monk took a cheaper contract this year to play for us, I'm not assuming he's going to ask for the bag this offseason. But either way, I hope we do keep him because he is a fantastic player for us so far. James Washington says start Melo. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I'm gonna have to say I think our starting lineup should be Westbrook, Wayne Ellington, LeBron, AD, and Dwight. When everybody's healthy, I think that's what our lineup should be, right? You got the rebounding, you got the physicality, you got the defense, you got the fast break capabilities, and you also have the shooting from Wayne Ellington. Yeah, none has a bruise in his bone. Yeah, that's true. I'm done. Why did we play THT? We should have put Howard out there and Johnson and run. He has a knee bone bruise. Yeah, I mean, THT didn't look too fantastic today, but either way, man, we're in a position to win the game, and we just did not win the game. Oriole McFlurry asks, oh, that sounds pretty good right now. Give Bazemore more minutes. You know, Bazemore has been pretty bad this year, though. That's the one thing I don't like. Bazemore has been pretty bad for us this year. Out of like 50 instances, maybe 2 of them, he's actually played well in. So I don't know about that one. Melo has no defense. You're right. Melo doesn't really play that much defense. But here's the thing. It's like he might play spurts of it, right? He's older, right? He's not necessarily that quick anymore. So he's not going to play much defense, nor did he really play much, to play consistently on that end. What I'm saying is like, I don't know what people want from Melo. What I just wanted from Melo was what people wanted for Kuzma. A 10 to 12 point score per game, someone who could just put an offensive spark out there. Kuzma, he just did not fit with this team. Melo, obviously a much better fit. But now y'all want Melo to play defense. It's like, I think at a certain point, you guys have to be realistic in terms of what you guys are asking from specific players on the Lakers. So that's what I think it comes down to. Oh, but man, there are a lot of comments. Wow. Vikings said people say Melo has no defense, but Melo plays more consistent D than LeBron on nights. You know what, Viking? You're right. Melo tries. He's not a gifted defender. I love that point you made, but he does try. A lot of the time, he does try. And LeBron, he gets the highlights, right? He gets the chase down block, and he'll play defense when it matters. That's the kind of LeBron. That's the kind of defender LeBron is now, right? Back then he used to be a more consistent defender, but now he chooses when to play defense, and when he does choose to play defense, it's good. But Melo at least consistently tries on the defensive end. Antonio says Austin Reeves should be our starting point guard. Let's calm down there a little bit. I love Austin Reeves, but at the end of the day, when you have someone like Russ, you cannot bench him for Austin Reeves. Helani says Lakers are trash. They're injured. They have COVID. And as much as a deflating loss as it was today, Helani, I can't say that this team is trash because it's unfair to assess them because of all the ups and downs that they had to go through. Gigi said, y'all need a Kemba type of player. Sucks that he's wasting his talent on the Knicks, even though that's his home team. It's like, wouldn't that be kind of like Isaiah Thomas in the sense where he can score but really can't do much else? Maybe could play make a little bit. Maybe he's a solid leader. Oreo McFlurry says maybe sign someone like Wesley Johnson back, 3-and-D type player. Heck no. Wesley Johnson was trash. He's still trash. And I don't want Wesley Johnson. He's always been trash for the Lakers. And, when he came into the league, he was projected to be, a star. He has the wingspan, he has the defense, right? But he never improved his game. And Wesley Johnson, when he played for us, it just made me want to puke every time I watched him play for us. Because every time he had an open shot or whatever the case is, it's like, dude, you have all this talent, but you're not making much use of it. So I don't want someone like Wesley Johnson, but I do agree with you with maybe looking into 3-and-D players, like you said, Oreo McFlurry. And I noticed that you were like one of my first subscribers. That's pretty cool that you're in this live stream. Like, you know how like content creators, they get a notification of when someone subscribes and who subscribes, right? So I saw like one of my like first like 10 or 15 subscribers or whatever the case was. Oreo McFlurry is one of them. So shout out to you, man. James Washington said, what about Xavier Henry? No. I'm good. Listen, Xavier Henry wasn't too bad for the Lakers back then, but He doesn't really give us what we need, and I'm not gonna entertain that idea. We're not trying to bring out the 2015 Lakers. Viking said if Westbrook didn't have such a big contract and would accept being a six man and run the second unit would fit better, but no coach would have the. Yeah, I mean, listen, like, yeah, that's just something you don't do. And listen, I think that's kind of like a last resort kind of thing. Here's the thing, Viking. I just don't think this Laker team has been assessed fairly yet. I don't think that they've had the opportunity to really establish a consistent rotation. I mean, you even heard someone like LeBron say, dude, like I'm usually not patient with these kind of things, but we haven't had the same rotations all season long because of COVID, because of injuries. I mean, it's just hard, and LeBron understands that, but we're gonna have to wait. Gigi says Max McClung is a Bulls legend, scored 2 points. Max McClung is I think he's gonna be a solid player. James Washington says I miss the 2015 Lakers. The only player I miss from that team is Kobe. Albert says, is there any move you regret this offseason? No. Based on the players that we gave up and who we got in return, honestly, I think this team still has the potential to win a championship. It's just a matter of getting things right, getting healthy, getting consistency. And once you get LeBron in the playoffs, and if that team is healthy, and it's all about who's hot at the right time. If the Lakers are hot in the playoffs, right, then I can count on them to win a chip. Gigi says they missed not signing Alex Caruso. I would love to have Alex Caruso, but what you have to understand is that Alex Caruso, we did offer him, but the Bulls had more money. And in order for us to match that, we'd be paying 40 to 50 million in luxury tax, and we just could not do that. So yes, we did want Alex Caruso, but we were not in a financial position to get Alex Caruso back. Antonio says, would you trade THT Nunn and a 2027 pick for Turner and Brogdon? That's interesting. Does the money work on that one? Or is that just kind of like a fantasy thing? Because that kind of seems a little too good to be true. But 2027, I mean, that's 6 years from now. That's a long time from now. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting idea, Antonio. Viking says, I agree. They haven't had the reps, indeed, but I just think the THT, Russ, and LeBron lineups just aren't smart. That's true, but what option do they have? How many hardship contracts have they had to give out? They had like 7 players on COVID. Frank Vogel's out with COVID. AD and Ariza and Nunn are out with injury. So it's like, sorry, not Ariza, just AD and Nunn. So it's like, you don't really have many other options in terms of the lineups, right? I don't agree with the THT, Russ, and LeBron lineup, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to make what you got, right? So I expect that to change. I hope we don't see that in the future, though, when our team's healthy. If we see that, then I can say, yeah, that's not smart. Jason, he says, what's good? What is good, Jason? What is good? But let's see. Vikings says, looks like the Avengers are finally being assembled in Brooklyn. Yeah, Kyrie was in practice today. It's going to be interesting to see how Brooklyn goes about. I mean, that team is the team to beat in the East. Really, it is. But you can't sleep on Milwaukee, you can't sleep on Chicago, and you can't sleep on Miami. I think those are the teams that could beat the Nets in a 7-game series. That's just my opinion. It's going to be tough, but it's doable. It's doable. You know something? I had a really, really weird dream last night. I had a really weird dream that Kevin Durant joined the Celtics. It was so weird. I'm just like, what? Kevin Durant's on the Celtics now, trying to make a super team on the Celtics? It was the weirdest dream ever. I don't know. That was a nightmare to me. I never want the Celtics to be good. Antonio says, we need a good center because AD at the 5 ain't it. Yeah, I mean, AD is not... Listen, he needs to do what he used to do in 2020. The Lakers need to stop trying to make him a full-time center, right? AD just needs to go back to playing the 4. And in the second half, or maybe when, the fourth quarter comes, then he can play center. Limited center minutes is when AD plays the most efficient. Viking says, not Giant. Giannis the best player right now or KD? I think KD is better than Giannis right now. That's just me. Giannis is a better defender, but KD is better at basically everything else except for defending and playmaking. But KD, I don't know. I think KD's better. Albert says, do you think in a 7-game series a fully Laker team can beat the Nets with Kyrie? Yes, I do believe that. Because if you're telling me it's a fully healthy Laker team, that's telling me that we're going to get a 2020 AD back. And if we get a 2020 AD back, I'm sorry, who's going to stop that AD on the Nets? See, one thing the Nets do is that they don't play as much defense. They do have a lot of offense, but in the playoffs, the tempo slows down. We know what the Lakers have been defensively in the playoffs. If they're healthy, if they get the chemistry right together, I think the biggest X factor for the Lakers is Russell Westbrook. But I think LeBron and AD will get the job done, and they will be able to. They can beat the Nets in a 7-game series against Kyrie as well. Gigi asks, are the players that went in health and safety protocol grandfathered into the 10-day and not eligible for the 6-day? I'm not really sure what they're doing at this point. They changed something like that. Viking said the Nets' firepower could potentially be ridiculous. That's 100% true. That it would be ridiculous. But another interesting point to add, let's see, who asked the question? Albert. You say, do you think the Lakers could beat the Nets in a 7-game series? You know what? Yeah, you know why? Because Kyrie would not be playing. He wouldn't be playing in Brooklyn, and he wouldn't be playing in LA because of the COVID mandate. So there's just no way that Kyrie would play. Maybe he could be on the bench. I don't know. He could be in the stands clapping for his team. I don't know. Jason says, give us THT for Richardson. No, thank you. No, thank you on that. I am okay with THT. I don't want Richardson. Antonio says, I don't see the Nets beating the Bulls. The Bulls play better defense. What the Bulls need, I believe, is a center. They need a defensive guy, someone who can consistently get rebounds or whatever the case is, right? I mean, the Bulls, that's all they need, in my opinion, and then they could take the next step. So someone like a Miles Turner would be a perfect fit for them. Viking says, LOL, that's true. Kyrie is trolling. He is trolling. Gigi says it's 6 days now that a player can't play instead of 10. I'm just wondering if that's for new players that go in or after they announce that or for everyone. I think that's players for who go in. Don't quote me on that, but I think I saw a report something similar to that, like either today or yesterday. I don't know. Well, man, we're actually getting comments. You know what I mean? Like, you and Albert, I think, were the only ones commenting yesterday. But now there are actually a good amount of other people in this chat. And it's cool. It's cool. Let's keep talking. Yep. Also, if you guys haven't already, I've already attached the Discord link in the what do you call that? In the description, in the comments. So if you guys want to join that, go ahead and do so. Antonio says, imagine if we would have gotten DeRozan. Yeah, 100% agree. I really, really wanted DeRozan. But then again, DeRozan wouldn't be able to play at the level that he is now with the Lakers. Because when you have a LeBron, a Russ, an AD, DeRozan's not going to be the focal point of that offense, right? So he's not going to be averaging 26 with the Lakers. He would only be averaging like 15, 16. Viking says Bulls are a great young team, but they're not beating the Bucks or Nets. I agree with you. But listen, the trade deadline's still yet to come, so I don't know what the Bulls are going to do. I think the Bulls are more capable of beating a team like the Bucks than opposed to the Nets, but we'll see. Sorry. Albert says, I don't think DeRozan will fit with the Lakers. Yeah, I mean, if we didn't get Carmelo, then yeah, I don't think he would have fit with us. Gigi says, I read that the Lakers might let DeAndre Jordan go. You say we may need another big man. You think the Bulls should go after him? You think he would be a good backup behind Vooch, or is he washed? I don't know. I don't really like DeAndre Jordan, man. He's kind of like one step back. He doesn't catch the ball. He can't control the possession of the ball. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, if the Bulls could utilize him, I mean, maybe, but I just don't see how DeAndre Jordan would fit better with the Bulls than with the Lakers, because the Lakers are one of the top teams in pace. So the Bulls run a lot as well. So I just don't see how that would work. Viking says, I really wanted DeRozan, but don't be fooled. He wasn't going to be that good with us. I agree with you, Viking. He wasn't going to be as good as with the Lakers as he is with the Bulls. The Bulls, he's given so many more opportunities. And DeRozan should be happy he's on the Bulls instead of the Lakers. James Washington asks, where do you think Ben Simmons is going? I think someone else asked that question. And I'm going to give the same answer. I have no clue because it's been so long since Ben Simmons has played. And I mean, none of us know where Ben Simmons is going. Seriously, is he even going to play? I have no clue. Viking says he would have fit better than Russ, though. Yeah, but with Russ, there's more championship potential. Albert says DeAndre Jordan sucks at defense. So no, yeah. I don't think it's smart for you guys to get DeAndre Jordan. He just kind of sucks at defense. He's like I said, he's always a step behind now, so I would not get him. Viking says, but I think I saw that signing DeRozan was going to hard cap us, and that's no good. Yeah, that's why. Antonio says, I see Turner with us before the trade line. Just watch. Antonio, are you a Laker fan or a Bulls fan? Because if you're a Bulls fan, that's could be realistic. Laker fan, it could be as well. I'm just curious to know. Viking says, Ben Simmons, who's that guy? Honestly, who is that guy? Because all the time Ben Simmons is being talked about. I'm just like, dude, this guy's still relevant. Gigi says, I think the Cavs will aggressively try to trade for Simmons now that they don't have Sexton or Rubio. Yeah. Antonio's a Laker fan since 2010. Shout out. So you were here throughout the struggles. And loyal Laker fan. We always love loyal Laker fans. That's a good point, Gigi. I mean, Sexton or Rubio, yeah, tradable assets. I guess they have a couple. What's interesting, though, is if Kobe White continues to play the way he is, right, that might up his trade value. And realistically, he might be in a trade package with Miles Turner included. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Franklin says, trade LeBron. No. I don't care if we don't win another championship with LeBron. You don't trade a superstar like that. It's kind of like the Celtics when they traded Isaiah Thomas. You just don't do that. You don't treat your superstars like that. The Lakers are known for treating their superstars well, right? You saw us pay Kobe even when he was not that good at the end of his career. We paid him. We did everything that we had to do. We treat our superstars really, really well, and that's what the Lakers are about. That's what makes us still an attractive destination. So there's no way we're trading LeBron James. Cavs only have Garland now at the point guard. That's true. That is true. And Antonio, I agree with you. There was no way that the Lakers are trading LeBron. Yeah. Franklin being on that cheap stuff. I don't know what he's on, but that's not gonna happen. Basketball wise, business wise, that just would not make sense. He's looking good. I heard that they're looking at shipping Kobe White. Yeah. Jason asks, why did y'all bring back Rondo, though? Simply because, I mean, did you not see what he did for the Lakers last time? I mean, he plays so well in the playoffs, and he has such a high IQ. I mean, that'll help out any team in the playoffs. So, Rondo has not been an issue for us at all. It's really been just defense, finding consistency, getting healthy, because those are the main issues, not Rondo. I think Rondo will pan out when the playoffs come. Let's see what else y'all got. This chat's popping off today. Like it. I'm not sure if a couple of people who are commenting in the chat below, I don't think you guys are in the Discord chat yet. So if you guys are interested in doing so, make sure to do that because there we just talk about whatever. I mean, it could even be non-basketball related. I mean, we even talked about football for a little bit. So Albert said, Rondo's a good playmaker, so that's why they brought him back in playoff experience. 100% agreed. Viking says, Rondo's a great mentor to have on the bench, period. If you listen to players talk about Rondo, they consider him an Einstein. 100% agree. I think he's a huge reason why the Clippers went that far in the playoffs. I know it might sound dumb. You might look at the stats and say, well, what did he do? But with Kawhi out, he probably mentored those young guys in such a big way. Oriel McFlurry says, I think Lakers should have brought back Boogie before the season. I disagree with that. I don't think Boogie would have been beneficial towards the Lakers at all. I think Boogie's kind of lost a step. Defensively, he doesn't really do much. Offensively, he's more so limited now after those major setbacks with those injuries. I'm not sure if Boogie would have been that great with us. Gigi says Jamal Crawford is looking for a team to get him. Do you think that he could do anything with the Lakers? There's no doubt in my mind that he could probably do something in the league still, but I don't want him on the Lakers. Jamal Crawford is not someone we need. In terms of scoring, we don't really have an issue with that, right? 3-point shooting, we don't have an issue with that. We have ISO scores now. We have, a Malik Monk who can do that. Carmelo, he can do that. We don't need another old guy who can just ISO and not play defense. Antonio says Boogie too slow. I agree with you. I think Boogie is too slow now. Viking says, hope you don't mind. I'll be here after every Laker game to vent. Yeah. Listen, bro, I appreciate that because I'm on here venting pretty quite often. If I'm being honest, like the Lakers haven't given me much reason to talk well about them. Now, granted, I understand I'm not dumb. I know they're not healthy, but sometimes with the way they lose. Drew! I just totally dismissed what I was saying when I saw Drew in the chat. Could everybody say, what is up, Drew? This guy right here, man. Oh my God. What's good, Drew? Warriors lost to the Nuggets. Hey, man, don't worry. It happens. It happens. I'm confident that the Warriors will bounce back. Stuff like that happens. Drew, you got to join our Discord. I want you in our Discord. Let's see. Jason says, oh, yeah, if we talking football, you want to run it back with the same core? Oh, I don't even know at this point, bro. It's tough. I think we should keep Russ. Not sure about Pete Carroll. Maybe. Albert says Lakers should give D-Wade a 10-day contract. Honestly, to get a player like D-Wade, it really wouldn't hurt the team. It's kind of like a high reward, low risk, right? Because you get the IQ of Dwayne Wade, right? You get the chemistry with him and LeBron. I don't see how it would hurt the team. Drew says it was good to see Jiskin playing well last night. What do you think, bro? What do you mean? It was good to see JK playing well last night. Who are you talking about? If you're talking about the Warriors, right, they'll bounce back. If you're talking about, I don't know what you mean by JK. Who's JK? Isn't that just kidding? I don't know. I'm a little bit confused by that. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's why I said, like, it doesn't even matter if you guys lost to the Nuggets. He's always good. I mean, the Warriors have a deep team, bro. Gigi says Lakers should sign Candace Parker to a 10-day contract. Can she shoot threes? Can she defend? Albert says you mean okay, we are not saying that. Hey man, we're talking about what the Lakers need to do realistically. Candace Parker, great player, all-time great WNBA player, but man. Viking says Wade and Braun chemistry rubbed teammates wrong in Cleveland. I don't understand the report, but that's what they said. I don't either. Maybe it's like, oh, Wade was brand new in Cleveland and he's acting like him and Braun already run stuff. I don't know. I mean, Drew says the Lakers should try and sign Justin Bieber to attend a contract. Y'all out here, man. I'll tell you what, y'all know how to cheer me up. And just in general, when the Lakers lose, I mean, just this is it. Drew is here. Everyone else is here. It is great. Drew, have you joined our Discord yet? If not, I highly suggest you do. Dang, man. Dang. Let's see. Bieber can make some believers again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, with his 2 points. He would get blocked like 20,000 times. Lakers should sign Bronny James to a 10-day contract. Yeah, LeBron would never retire at that point. LeBron's going to play until like he's God knows how long. God. They should sign Chris Brown. Oh, Lord. This is something else. I honestly, you know something, Drew, when we were like clowning on the Warriors for fun, like the other stream, like last week, ever since then, there was this one LeBron fan. And after me, Albert, Gigi, and a couple others encountered that guy, we're like, man, we miss Drew. Man, y'all are something else. Viking says LeBron's be averaging 27, 7, and 7 in the year 2063. Dude, he would have already logged in like 100,000 points or something. God. He's going to be playing against Bronny's kid or whatever. The Lakers should sign Quavo to a 10-day contract. I mean, listen, with all these COVID protocols, who's to say that the Lakers can't sign Quavo to a 10-day contract? It's better to have someone out there than no one, right? Lakers should sign Drake to a 10-day contract. Nah, man, he's affiliated with the Raptors, so they're gonna have to sign and trade. And we can give up like DeAndre Jordan for Drake. I think that's a pretty good deal, if you ask me. I'll take that deal in a heartbeat, actually. Marc Gasol. How about J. Cole to a 10-day contract? Gigi says, okay, this is getting out of hand. Yeah, maybe a little bit, Gigi. Maybe a little. But come on, I'm sure other games happened today. There's something else to talk about other than saying the Lakers should go after this rapper, this rapper. There's plenty of other to talk about. Not rappers, but, you know, teams and games and all that stuff. But just out of curiosity, I want to see what is going on in the interviews with the Lakers, whatever the case is. Is it just me or does my Warriors play sleepy sometimes? I mean, that's every team, Drew. So, you know, it's normal. It happens. And it's deflating. It sucks sometimes, but it's fine. Viking says sign MJ so we can see Bron and MJ play together. Oh, Lord. Can I just say one thing? I know I'm talking about the Lakers choked and all this other stuff, but like, Ja Morant really did go off. I like Ja Morant a lot, dude. He is something special. Let's just give some props to him. I know there's a Grizzlies fan in here like last week. I don't know if he's still here or not, but if you're watching or if you stay tuned with the channel or whatever the case is, then Ja Morant is it, dude. He is that guy. Jason says Warriors deserve to win another title. You know what, Jason? You deserve it if you are good enough for it. So if they don't win it, we're not going to sit here and feel bad for them. Okay. Gigi says we can roast the Knicks if it makes you feel better. I know it makes me feel better. Well, I know it makes you feel better. Why would I care about the Knicks? I mean, what have they done to the Lakers? You know, I understand the Bulls and Knicks are rivals, the Lakers and Knicks. I understand the markets they're in, LA, New York, but like, The heck have the Knicks done in the past forever, dude? The Lakers have 17 chips. Viking says it's an 82 game season, so it's hard for the boys to come out every game with 100% ever. 100% agree. When it's 82 games, it's hard. It gets deflating sometimes, and sometimes you're just gonna have to muster up the just. It's really a mentality thing, long term, man. That's what LeBron thinks. Drew asks, "What team do you think will draft Shaq's son?" Whoever ends up as the number 1 pick, maybe. I don't know. Albert says, "I hate the Knicks." Oh, really, Albert? You hate the Knicks? I didn't know. Thanks for letting me know. Viking says Ja Morant has more points than Zion has minutes in the NBA. Honestly, would not even be surprised by that because Zion really has not even played at all, really. So Ja, he's been a superstar almost. So I'm not surprised. Gigi says it's the fans that I can't stand. I mean, I think that's the case for a lot of things, right? Like LeBron, he gets a lot of hate. Why? Because LeBron fans are cancer. They really are. Why do people hate the Cowboys so much? A huge reason why is because they're fans. Why do people hate the Lakers, the Dodgers? Because they're fans, right? A lot of reasons because of their fans. So I get that. Drew says Curry got 46 again against the Grizzlies. Sheesh. Oh my God, Gigi, bing bong this, bing bong that. I still don't get it. I know you told me that where it's from and stuff. I'm just like, why is it so funny? Why is it so funny? That's what I fail to understand. I don't know. I guess the newer generation got their own sense of humor than we do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. It'll be interesting to see. I want to see. Gigi said only funny thing that's said in the video was, "Sup, baby, take me out for dinner." Oh my God, is that the one with like, "Oh, what would you tell Joe Biden right now?" "Sup, baby, take me out for dinner." Hey, yo. That one, yeah, that one was pretty. That one was pretty funny. I'll give you that. But the Bing Bong one, I don't get that. I don't get that one. Can we talk about how LeBron has had 6 straight games of 30 plus, man? Is it just me or do I have a right to feel a little nervous about him possibly breaking down? Because us Laker fans have seen when an aging superstar has to put so much on his back. We saw Kobe the year he tore his Achilles, right? He had 12 games where he scored 30 plus, and eventually he tore his Achilles. Not to say that's going to happen to LeBron, but I can't help but to think that I feel a little nervous about, just the Lakers and LeBron's health just in general. So, yeah. Viking says, "How lucky are the Pelicans have been? They trade away AD, got some great young talent, and then the number 1 pick. You couldn't even mess that up even if you tried." Oh Lord. Um, you know, the Pelicans are a poverty franchise. They are pathetic. They had Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, now Zion. They can't get it right ever. And I don't want to hear, well, they're in a small market. Plenty of other teams are in a small market and they succeed. But no one wants to be in New Orleans. And Zion's going to leave there as soon as he can. I guarantee it. The minute he got drafted, are the Pelicans lucky though? Had AD injured, Cousins injured, Zion injured? I'll give you Cousins because he legitimately got injured. AD, he still played majority of the games. He really only suffered maybe one major injury or whatever the case was. AD really gave it them all. So yeah, didn't know how to use Lonzo. So what was that about? Because we see, I've always known that Lonzo has had this kind of potential when he was on the Lakers. So when they didn't utilize it correctly on the Pelicans, I'm like, that AD Boogie combo had potential. It did, but then Boogie went down, and then that potential went flying out the window. Yeah, but the Pelicans though, like they just I don't know, man. It doesn't sit well with me that like the Pelicans essentially said that AD quit or whatever the case is on them. It's like, dude, like stop. AD tried his best. He put up ridiculous numbers, took y'all to the second round, swept the Blazers. Like he did so much for the franchise, he just didn't get much around him. Albert says Lonzo's a 3-point sniper. Yeah, he is. And honestly, it would sound like you're on something if you would have said that when he was a rookie. You know, I'm just glad he's succeeding, even though it's in a Bulls uniform. I was always one who always defended Lonzo. In fact, the first NBA jersey I ever bought. Let me see if I have it here so I could show y'all. But if I don't, then that's unfortunate. But the first, right here, the first uniform I ever bought was a Lonzo Ball jersey. Right here, this Lonzo Ball jersey was the first NBA uniform or jersey I ever bought, and it's still with me. You know what? It's because like, listen, like I reside near LA, right? And Lonzo is from Chino Hills, and that's sort of close to where I am. And you know, when he got drafted by Lakers, obviously by my favorite team, it's like, well, you know, I want to buy his jersey. I think he has a lot of potential, and it's just more of a he's from our area, he's one of ours, you know. So that's why I got it. A lot of people meme me. They clowned me when I bought the jersey because they're like, dude, Lonzo's trash, or he's not going to be at the Lakers long term, whatever the case was. But I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's Lonzo. I like Lonzo still. So, yeah. Gigi says the only positive thing about Lonzo playing with the Pelicans was the assistant coach helping him with the shot. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that. But it was also just a confidence thing. A lot of the times, Lonzo just needed to be confident in his shot. He always had a good shot, in my opinion. It's just maybe he just had to tweak a little bit of his mechanics, and confidence was the major issue, in my opinion, though. Viking said, it's crazy and sad to think Boogie was one injured removed from being the most talented center in the league. Yeah, I mean, people want to talk about Joel Embiid and Jokic and anything, right? That's a great point to make, Viking, because like everyone's talking about Embiid, Jokic, right? Towns. But DeMarcus Cousins was easily the best center in the league before he got hurt. It wasn't even close. You know, there wasn't no debate. It was a clear-cut favorite that he was the best center in the league. Putting up like 50 points and 18 rebounds and all these kind of numbers, right? He was so talented, and it just one injury ruins it all. That's crazy. Gigi says he credits him for changing his form. Yup, he did change his form, and it looks better, and he's playing much better, right? So there's that. But man, let's see here. I'm curious to see, are there any other NBA games going on, first of all? I mean, looking at the final score, dude, the Lakers play pretty good defense, just not when it mattered the most, dude. It kind of annoys me, but whatever. Uh, Bro, him and AD would go off for like 85 and 40 combined on a regular in New Orleans. Yeah, that's the thing. They had that kind of talent on that team, but they couldn't do much because once Boogie goes down, then uh, you know, that's the end of that. Albert says I'm tired, running out of questions. That's all good, Albert. You know, I mean, if you want to call it a day, then it's all good. Appreciate you coming through. You feel. Um, I don't even ask for you guys to. I'm not sitting here demanding that you guys participate. You know, we're just vibing here, and uh, whatever question comes to mind. I'm not saying, hey, come up with a question right now, or hey, come up with something to talk about. Just whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say, whenever. It's all cool with me. And their arena name sucks. The Smoothie King Center. Oh my lord, that's a trash name. I can't believe they have it called the Smoothie King Center. Oh, Lord. So what's Albert asks, what jersey is that in the back? This one right here is the Laker hardwood classic one, a LeBron jersey. I mean, it's cool. They didn't win anything this year since it was last year, but I like it. I think I wore this to the Laker game probably when they versus the Celtics. So that's when I wore that. I just have that hung up back there. I know I was gonna get some stuff back here, some like Laker stuff or whatever the case is, but honestly, like, yeah, super nice. Appreciated that, man. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I really like it. It kind of gives me like a Dodger vibe as well, but it's a Laker jersey, so I like it a lot. Let's see what else. I know we're already an hour and 10 in on the stream, but like literally a couple of streams ago, like it was like 10 people and then an hour and 20 hit in, and then there's like 80 people. If y'all remember that. You know what I just realized? There are 2 Alberts. What? There are 2 Alberts the whole time? Am I tripping? I guess there are. Question was asked, how many Laker games have you been to? A lot. Obviously Laker games are not necessarily the cheapest, but let me count. I've been to 8 Laker games. Dating back to 2016, one of Kobe's last games. Kobe scored 26, 27 points. Lakers lost that, but who cares because everyone wanted to see Kobe. Then I saw the Lakers play the Jazz 4 times. The Lakers have lost every single time. I saw them play the Heat. The Lakers lost that one. Then I saw them play the Nuggets in their championship season, but LeBron was on load management. The game before Christmas, they lost that one. And then this year I just saw them play the Pistons in LA. They beat the Pistons in that one. And then also they played the Celtics this year in LA. That one they beat them. So in total, I'm 2-7. I'm 2-7. So yeah, to answer your question, I've been to 9 Laker games and they've won 2 of them. But I'm 2-0 this year. So maybe things are changing. Gigi says new profile, green profile is Bulls Albert. Yeah, I know that. Purple is the new Albert. New Albert, who are you a fan of? I'm curious now. Are you a Bulls fan too? We have a lot of Bulls fans. I don't know, like even the people who don't stick around long term, like I know Gigi and Albert stay and they're Bulls fans. I know that, but even in the past streams, I've seen some Bulls fans, pop by and whatever the case is, and there are a lot of people who are Bulls fans. It makes sense, right? But if you're still here, Albert Sandoval, the purple Albert, assert your dominance. Let me know what your team is, who you are a fan of, and that way we can differentiate it. Because honestly, green Albert, purple Albert, is that how you want to go? Let's see here. Gigi says, you think All-Star Weekend's going to suck this year since being held in Cleveland? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Rakeem says, I can't wait for my Thunder to be good again. We had 3 MVPs but never got a ring. Yeah, I mean, that's the unfortunate part is when you know what you had sometimes, but like, dang. I really wanted the Thunder to win in 2012 because I did not like LeBron back then when he was on the Heat. I didn't like LeBron on the Heat, the villain, right? So I was cheering for the Thunder, but they never got a ring, and that's unfortunate for them. But you know what? They got a bright future. They got some great, solid young players and more draft picks, so they're going to be a tank. They're going to be real, real good in the future. Viking says, knowing how good AD has been for us, but also considering he's kind of been on the decline 2 seasons now, would you consider an Embiid trade if presented? Okay, first of all, that would never happen. But if you're just asking me hypothetically, here's the thing. I mean, Embiid and AD are similar. They're both injury prone. AD's more athletic. Embiid has a better post up. I don't know. Maybe. If AD's healthy, though, let's just consider both players 100% healthy. AD's better. Right? Drew Dawson says my Golden State Warriors Chinese New Year's jerseys are fire. I haven't seen them yet. Viking says, I think Curry and Brown are going to be looking forward to the All-Star break in Cleveland, especially LeBron. I mean, Curry, they're born in the same hospital in Akron. So there's a lot of history there. And Cleveland is one of those cities who I think that are capable hosting a great All-Star weekend. So I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. Usually, I don't think the city is the problem. I think it's more so of like the players in the events, right? Like the slam dunk contest has kind of declined as the years progressed. The 3-point contest is where it's at, right? People want to see Steph in it, first of all. So we'll see how that works out. Quick question for you guys. I'm curious because, listen, I post a recap video, right? After Laker games. Do you guys want me to stream during a game or whatever? I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are on that. Probably just, watching Laker game and streaming during that time and reacting during that time. Or do you just want me to start up my stream right after the Laker game is over? I want to know what your guys' opinion is on that. Gigi says it's cold and boring in Cleveland. You're not wrong. There isn't much to do there. But either way, like, I still think the fans are going to be, they're going to, I feel like the fans will do good things there. I haven't not seen the Golden State Warriors Chinese New Year jersey yet. Let me go ahead and take a look at that. Because I know, first of all, the Warriors have really nice jerseys, always. But I'm curious to see which one is it? Because I know they already had one in the past, like the black one. I'm curious. Let's see. Viking says you could definitely try it and see how it goes. It's both are great options. Yep. Insert gif of Joakim's meme on how he feels about Cleveland. That's true. No one says they want to go on a vacation to Cleveland. He's right. Who says that? I mean, he's not wrong. Albert says, I want a Donovan Mitchell, John Moran, Zach LaVine, and Aaron Gordon dunk contest. We would all want that. That could possibly be the greatest dunk contest of all time. But the NBA doesn't want to do that because they want new faces in there, right? You know who's interesting? I believe Malik Monk could be in the dunk contest. What do you guys think about that one? Malik Monk is capable of pulling off some really, really sick dunks. I think we could potentially see a Malik Monk in the dunk contest at some point in his career. Maybe that's just me, but I've seen the kid fly before. He is something special when it comes to dunking. I think he wants to win a 3-point contest. He'll try again. Are you talking about LaVine? I think you are. Yeah, we'll see what the 3-point contest is. It'll be interesting to see that as well. Let us see. Viking says, Cleveland, I'm back. I love you. And he'll try again this season. Cleveland, Monk is that dude. Yeah. I've said it multiple times. Malik Monk could be our future shooting guard long term. He has so much potential, dude. Every single year that he's been in the league, he's improved his game drastically. At first he didn't necessarily have a consistent 3-point shot. Now he does. You think about his confidence, his swagger. I'm not saying he's Kobe, but that young Kobe swagger that he had kind of reminds me of Malik Monk in a sense. Not saying that he's going to be Kobe or that he plays like Kobe because that's not true, but I'm just saying I get that vibe. So I really do like Malik Monk. I was wondering what jersey to buy next. I usually tend to buy like every City Edition jersey for the Lakers that come out every single year. They have not won this year in the City Edition jersey though. I think they're like 0-7 or something in them. It's like a curse, I swear. Let's see what else. Y'all are getting a little tired. I could see it. Viking says it almost feels illegal to have Monk on a minimum, like something doesn't add up. You know what though? That's Malik Monk we're talking about. He's a winner. He wants to win, and he's the one who said, "Listen, I want to. I don't care about the money right now. I just want to win." So, yeah. Albert says, "Buy a Bulls Lonzo Ball jersey." No. You know, that's not gonna happen. Levine probably feels like he has proved himself as one of the best dunkers in the league. And now that he's getting a little older and doesn't want to put a lot of wear and tear on his legs if he doesn't have to. But I'd love to see him in the dunk contest again. Zach LaVine's one of the greatest dunkers of all time. And if we're being honest here, you could probably put him at number one in terms of just his ability in dunking, but people don't want to have that discussion, right? LaVine is really, oh my God. I would love to see LaVine in a dunk contest. The Chinese New Year's Warriors jersey sleeve. Are you talking about the black one, Drew? Because I know that's the one you're talking about. Then I have seen that one. Maybe. Anyone could be in the dunk contest, honestly. Like seeing it some years ago, like Damian Lillard was in the dunk contest. So, yeah. Are we going to have another countdown to when we end the stream or not? I wonder. Because, we've kind of covered everything. Lakers, the Bulls. Now we're just kind of just chilling, vibing. I feel like we could do this on Discord, too. Anthony Edwards in the dunk contest. Yes. I want to see that, too. Wouldn't it be something special if Zach LaVine could win both the dunk contest and the three-point contest in the same year? That would be something. He would just never be allowed to participate in All-Star Weekend again if that happened. Drew, have you joined our Discord chat yet? Because if you haven't, then you need to do so, because we are trying to get those people in there. And the chats we're having now, we could simply just have it on Discord, Gigi said LaVine has surprised me of how good of a three-point shooter he's become. Yeah, you know what? Like, that's something that I don't like about players is when they don't develop their game, but Zach LaVine's certainly not one of them. He's certainly proving that he is more than just a slasher, someone more than just someone who can run and dunk and whatnot. He's a perimeter shooter now, and that's just great that he's developed to this level. Yeah, that is pretty funny that he tries to dunk it every time. Viking says, Ant gives me Kobe vibes, just seen from his interviews and ferocity. He definitely has that attitude to him that does give me Kobe vibes. And that's why the Timberwolves are even headed somewhere this year. It's because Anthony Edwards, as great as Karl Anthony Towns has been throughout his entire career, and D'Angelo Russell was an all-star at one point, by no means were the Timberwolves supposed to even be relevant this year, to be honest with you. Anthony Edwards has changed the culture of that place. His development has been crazy good, and he really does have that ferocity. Like you mentioned, Viking, Anthony Edwards has that ferocity to him where it's like, this guy is it. You just know he has it. So it's going to be interesting to see how he will proceed moving forward with the Timberwolves. Because I don't know what the Timberwolves are going to do to have him stay there long term. I really don't know. I know it's only year 2 for him, but it really did. Like Minnesota. Viking says Cat is not that guy. Yeah, he is not. Cat's a good player. He's just not that guy. Ant is that dude. Yeah, 100% agree with you. There's a reason why Jimmy Butler called out the Timberwolves when he was playing with Cat and Wiggins. Like, what are y'all doing, dude? Y'all have all this talent, this potential, but dang. Gigi says Cat is welcome to Chicago with open arms. We'll see about that one. Drew Dawson says the white ones. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, those are nice. Uh, Albert says Ant dunk contest with Monk. You know what? Like, if you don't have the big names, those are pretty good. Anthony Edwards, Malik Monk. Those are some players capable of giving you some actual good dunks. Gigi says he doesn't have to be the number one option in Chicago. Yeah, of course he doesn't have to be. Another interesting thing I heard was you know how DeAndre Ayton didn't get paid. What if he goes somewhere? And what if Karl Anthony Towns teams up with Devin Booker? I don't know. I don't think DeAndre Ayton would go anywhere, even if he's not seeking the money, or if he doesn't get the money that he's seeking. But I don't know. He's in a contender. I don't see why he would leave that. Viking says Cat and AD are number one talent, but with number two mentalities. That is so on point. I think it's more fair to say that for Cat. I think AD is Cat has Cat just needs more dog in him. He really does. AD has just been injured. It's different for AD. Uh, did you see that dunk on that Andrew Wiggins dunking on it? Yeah. And what I like is Andrew Wiggins has progressed his game. Andrew Wiggins, I was so hard on him before because he was a guy that always had talent. He was compared to Kobe when, that first year that he was playing against Kobe in the league. He's like, oh my God, the next Kobe. And then he never gets really better. So one of the worst defensive players in the league, and he goes to Warriors, his whole career changes. So good for him. Gigi says he's on a contending team, still young. He has more than enough time to get that bag. 100% agree with you, man. DeAndre Ayton should just stay with the Suns regardless. But the young players, right? They play their entire lives of basketball just to earn the money, right? So I wouldn't blame him if he left for money. But then again, like, you're on a contending team, so it's like, I don't know. You can't really go wrong now, can you? Interesting, though. It's an interesting thing to say. Because I'm not sure how good DeAndre Ayton would be without Chris Paul in that Suns system. It would be interesting, though. I think he'd still be solid, but by no means I don't think he'd be an all-star. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take, but DeAndre Ayton has a nice little post game and stuff like that, but he's like a little traditional center. I mean, it's all right, right? Where is that at, bro? What are you referring to, Drew? Are you asking about the Discord? I can go ahead and attach the Discord one more time. I usually just attach it, send it a couple times because I know more new people come in here every now and then, or whatever the case is. And let's see. You can go ahead and join that Discord, Drew. Like I mentioned before, we just talk about whatever. I think we even talked about a little football at a certain point, but yeah, it could really be anything. Viking says Luca looks like he took a trip down to New Luca played in the Olympics, right? And he was in the playoffs. You start to wonder why he was even out of shape. The Mavericks, I don't know. It's weird. Like, the Mavericks are going to be one of those teams where it's like, yeah, they'll probably make the playoffs. Maybe at some point with Luca, they'll be able to upset a team in the series, but by no means are the Mavericks a legitimate contender. And honestly, I don't know what it's going to take for them to do that. They just need someone else. They need like another star or something. But I would not be surprised if he took a trip down to New Orleans because the food down there. I've never been to New Orleans myself, but I heard the food is something else over there. Some people call it the best food in the U.S. So, I mean, hey, listen, Zion and Luca, they're getting paid millions. They're getting paid. They get to eat that nice food, man. Let's see what else. think that's probably all. I know we're an hour and 30 in, but like I mentioned before, that we kind of covered everything. We're kind of just talking. Yeah, Albert. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you don't have to ask questions. You could just bring up something that's on your mind or anything we can talk about, right? Viking says Luka's really good though, but he definitely didn't come in the season prepared. 100% agreed. The fact that it's disappointing because Luka, I haven't seen anything from him since like last year or whatever the case is that he's gotten better. It's just kind of disappointing that people keep on having him as the MVP favorite sometimes, and he just comes in looking sluggish or just unprepared, maybe a bit overweight or out of shape. It's a little bit disappointing. Gigi said, "No, I have not. I don't know about the others in the chat, but personally, I have not." Albert says Seahawks letting Russ cook is not working. Okay, first of all, Albert, I'm a Seahawk fan. Um, he's not cooking right now. The Seahawks are not letting him do so, right? It's because the Seahawks are trying to establish a run game. And there's just so much that's going on internally within the organization. And before I made this, I have the video on private, but what I said was Russell Wilson being injured was actually a really good thing for the Seahawks because they'll be able to detect the major flaws in the system and the organization, and hopefully they can move forward in the right direction in the future. Viking says Luka at one point was considered the hero to LeBron. Maybe not physically, but probably style and stats. Yeah, definitely not physically. Obviously, we know that, but style and stats, 100%. Because the style, right? They could both do a lot, right? They could both play make. They could both, score. They can both rebound. They have that ability to make your team a playoff contender. And then the stats are pretty identical too, but Luka's stats eclipsed LeBron's when he was a rookie for obvious reasons. So that's why Luka had even more expectations. But ever since then, he hasn't really done as much. He hasn't really progressed as much. So, yeah, I don't really know. Russ to the Browns. Thoughts? Baker's not that dude. Cleveland might move on from him. Looking at it from Cleveland's point of view, yeah, you could bring someone like Russ, but if I'm Seattle, I don't trade Russell Wilson. Obviously Baker Mayfield's not that dude, but I do not trade Russell Wilson. That is the last thing you do. Let's see. Hey, now we're talking about football. You know what I mean? So it doesn't even have to be like, oh, bring up a question. Bring up a question regarding the Lakers. It could be anything you guys want to talk about. But definitely, I don't know. Russell Westbrook, or sorry, not Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson in that division would be something with Lamar, Joe Burrow. Albert says my Raiders have a chance to make the playoffs, but I think we won't make it. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they will either. I mean, they have a chance; they're right there for the wild card, but I don't think they'll make it. And even if they do, hypothetically, yeah. Gigi says talking about football is depression for the Bears fans right now. For Bears fans, yeah. Listen, I'm a Seahawk fan, so talking about football is depression. So I mean, listen, guys, I'm already annoyed at the Lakers. Okay, I'm already annoyed at the Lakers for choking the game against Memphis, but now we gotta talk about football. Ugh. I mean, y'all could bring it up. It's not something I prefer to talk about. Fields is that dude. He definitely has more upside than freaking Baker Mayfield. Fire Nagy, I think that's pretty obvious by now. I think Gigi, you should be more excited about the offseason. Nagy's got to be fired. Fields, he is that dude. So you guys have something. So I'm curious to see what will happen with Seattle's off season. So yeah. Someone just joined the Discord because I heard like a little beep. Good coach options for the Raiders because we need one. Hey man, Pete Carroll might be on the market. I don't know. Andrew the Goat hopped in the server. Can everybody in the Discord chat give Albert or Andrew a welcome? Andrew. This is Drew, dude. Drew the Goat is out here. They need to fire Pace and Nagy. 100% agree. The Bears need to clean the house because they're not doing much with them. Viking says, I'm chilling here as a Kansas City fan. All that hate in the first weeks is almost nullified. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like when the Chiefs were struggling, it's like, do you honestly think the Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs? Do you honestly think that the Chiefs are not going to do anything this year? So there's that. To everyone's like, oh, Drew the legend. Drew, what's good? Drew joined the Discord. Before I end the stream, guys, like, if there's anyone out there who hasn't joined the Discord, make sure y'all do that because we are going to, I'm on stream now, but I'm not always streaming for obvious reasons, right? So yeah. Oh, the next game, by the way, guys, next game, it's against the Portland Trailblazers, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, I believe, on New Year's Eve. So the game ends at 10 p.m. I'm probably not going to be streaming if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to put up a recap video, right? But me streaming on New Year's Eve, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. We'll see. Maybe I might stream for like 20, 30 minutes at most, but I don't know. I still don't even know what my own plans are for New Year's Eve, if I'm being honest with you. So, yeah. Albert says, Kansas City team so unfair. I hate being in the AFC West dealing with Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. If the Broncos had a quarterback, then they would actually be solid too. And you know what? They're actually like in the same position that the Raiders are, right? In terms of record-wise, in terms of a playoff contention-wise. So that division is something else. It's just that division and the NFC West are just annoying divisions to be in. I hate playing the Niners and the Cardinals and the Rams, especially the Rams every single year. It's tough for the Seahawks. So, hey, it's all good. Viking has joined the Discord. Thank you for joining, Viking. Dude, slowly but surely we're growing this Discord slowly but surely, and I don't know if you guys can edit your nickname on there, but if you guys want, maybe what you guys can do is like you guys can like attach like your first like favorite team, like Lakers or Bulls or whatever, and then your username, so we can associate what team you're a fan of, and then also obviously who you are. So for me, obviously Laker Nation all day, that's not really going to change. You know who I'm a fan of. But for someone like, I don't know, like Andrew the Goat, you'd put Warriors Andrew the Goat or something. I don't know. But yeah, that is just it's great. It's just great to see though. Let's see. Yes, we do see you, Drew. Welcome to the chat. Albert says they're 7-8, and the Raiders are 8-7. Yep. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Chargers are playing both the Raiders and Broncos soon. So it's interesting. It's interesting. That'll be an interesting race to say the least. I never knew Shimmy Time 101. I didn't even know Shimmy Time 101 joined. When did he join? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm actually a little confused on that one. I genuinely don't know when he joined. Yeah. Let's see here. He just joined. Yeah, I haven't gotten that notification yet. hasn't told me that. Oh, he did just join. Okay, now I just got it. I just saw OKC Thunder, New Orleans, Raheem Armstrong. I'm like, who? Like, when did he join? Yeah, Raheem. I didn't notice you until like because it showed your message first, and then it said you joined. So I'm just like, when did he join? What's popping, guys? We got Viking. We got Andrew. GG. It's lit. And I don't know how big this channel will become. I don't know if it'll ever become big, if I'm being honest with you. But this is all I ever wanted, was to talk about sports with you guys, stuff like that. I mean, it's cool. It's cool that I'm doing this, and it's cool that you guys are here. It's dope. He's already posting Curry gifts. Oh my god. Raheem says my Saints are also down bad. Yeah, apparently there was like a report saying that the Saints tried pursuing Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees to come out of retirement. It wasn't that something. Yeah, I think it's a good thing that Drew Brees stayed retired if that report is true. But man, no matter how poor the Saints may look, at least they always beat the Buccaneers, it seems like. Albert says, I think it could become a big channel, man. I appreciate that, but it's hard. It's going to be really, really hard. Lord. Yeah, I'll kind of like organize the Discord a little bit more after I end the stream. Obviously, it's still kind of raw, right? Where I just say, "Hey, here's the link, join it," right? But I'll get people to like actually I'll add roles and stuff like that, and we can actually have some fun activities in there. I know that there's some mods and stuff like that. There's some things to Discord that you can do, add certain aspects to it. But yeah, I mean it's popping off, and it's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna just chill till the 2 hour mark, because honestly, like the game ended at 7:38. So like, I mean, honestly, it's okay. I'm chilling. Well, it's good now. Nobody's commenting on the YouTube thing. It's always on, and now it's on the Discord. Well, what was Curry doing? I have no clue. We all on the Discord. Yeah, Albert, I see that. You guys are. It's funny because for the people who are watching on YouTube but are not on the Discord, they're like, "What's going on? Who's saying what?" They're confused. And all I'm gonna say is join the Discord while y'all can. The link is in the description. It's in the comments in the stream. Like I mentioned before, we talk about anything. I know it's the Laker Nation channel, and obviously I'm a Laker fan, and I'm going to be talking about them a lot, but we talk about other things as well, like football and basketball and other stuff. So join while you can. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying it like you can't join after a while, but yeah. But man. Yeah, people are just commenting on Discord now. So I'm just going to have to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, Viking. Everyone's on Discord now, so it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll stop streaming. Brady's kryptonite. Oh, Lord have mercy. So who else is here that's not in the Discord? Assert yourself, make yourself known. What's good? Yeah. Now that we got Drew in the Discord, right? If the Lakers are not playing on the same day as the Warriors or whatever the case is, we can always message each other about the Warriors if I'm not on stream. Mission success. Del Curry got game. Jeez. All right, let's see here. Um, man, y'all in the Discord messaging this kind of stuff, man. I'm telling y'all now, like, zero messages on this YouTube stream, so it feels like I'm talking to myself, but you know. Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. No, it's all good. It's all good, Albert. All good, guys. Like I mentioned before, like this is why I want y'all to join the Discord, you know? Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I was just playing. It's cool to see that y'all are actually interacting in the Discord. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But now I can actually talk to you guys you know, when I'm not on stream. Rakeem asks, what made you want to start the channel? I love sports. I mean, that's my life. Sports. I grew up watching it. I grew up playing it. And honestly, like when I look at my purpose, right? I think I have a talent for going out there, putting out my passionate opinion on whatever team I love, right? And interacting with people about the thing that I love. That's what I wanted to start this channel, right? I'm not in it for the subs. I'm not in it for the money that you can make. I don't care about all that. I just want to talk to you guys about sports and stuff like that. It's my passion. So yeah. I'll live my dream through you on this channel. Hey man, that means a lot, Viking. But once this community grows bigger, we're gonna have more people to talk to about sports, and it's gonna be a good time. And hopefully it will reach that level one day. But even now, I mean, you know, I mean, this is so much that, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy because a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers out there, sometimes it's hard for them to get one consistent viewer. You know, like you're gonna get viewers, right? But to get a viewer that sticks around, right? Like a GG or like an Albert, like a Viking or like a Drew, whatever the case is, it's hard to get that, to even get one, because that's how it all starts. It all starts with one, and you know, it's cool that I got at least a few, and that means a lot to me. So I appreciate y'all for that. Viking asks, I don't know if you know Bad Dog Sports Channel. I think I've heard of it. But I'm not sure. Oh, I was over there when he started with 5K. Now he's on 88K. Yeah, something special. So believe, bro. Hey man, appreciate that. I'll definitely believe. Hopefully, but I'm not complaining if it's not. You know. Rakeem says, "Okay, I'm heading to bed. Y'all stay blessed. Hey, you stay blessed too, man. I'll see you hopefully for another stream or just in the Discord in general. But yeah, good night, man. Appreciate you coming through the stream. Oh man, yeah. Now I'm participating in the Discord. Yeah. Gigi said, I told him by summer he'll have 1K plus subs. And I'm gonna hold you to that, Gigi. And you know what though? There's been some pretty solid progression. Not gonna lie to you, because before I started streaming, right, I was just posting recap videos, and maybe at most I was getting 1 sub a day. So every time I stream, I feel like I'm getting at least 4 to 5. This time I think I got like 3 or something. I'm at 108 now. I started at 105. I don't know. So we'll see. We shall see. But man, I was wondering, do you guys play like any console games, like any games in general? Maybe we can like, I know like this is a sports thing or anything of that sort in general, but on the Discord, maybe we can organize something where we can play something together or whatever the case is to really like, you know, just an idea I had. It's not something that we have to do or anything. Just kind of getting a vibe as to what everyone's interest is and things of that sort. But yeah, the Discord has overtaken Albert, honestly. And I have no problem with that. Whoa. I used to play Warzone religiously, but after they refused to add an FOV slider, I'm out. Yeah. I haven't played Warzone. A lot of people do. Yeah, but I'm sure maybe there's a multiplayer game that maybe everyone plays. I don't know. Hey man, don't show that GIF on the Lakers. Come on now. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna end the stream now, guys. I know there's still 7 people watching. I don't know who they all are. I know GG, Albert, Viking. I don't know who else. So yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead and end the stream now. Like I mentioned before, I'm gonna attach a Discord link one more time just in case people, don't know where this is coming from or anything in general. If anyone new joined, I just posted the Discord link once again in the description, in the comment section. So go ahead, join the Discord chat. Gigi's doing a countdown again. You know what? Let's wait for Gigi's countdown again. Let us wait for Gigi's countdown again because we did it yesterday. Maybe this should just be a thing. Maybe if I ever get big enough, Gigi will be one of the chat moderators and then do the countdown thing. Just an idea. Any other comments, questions, anything y'all want to put out there? Y'all have 20 seconds. Y'all see Gigi's counter. You can go ahead and comment down anything before you do. But yeah, Discord, like I mentioned before Gigi started counting down, that's where we talk. Just anything in general. Viking said we'll catch up on the next stream for sure, man. I don't know when the next stream is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming on New Year's Eve. So we'll just have to wait and see, right? I'll let y'all know in the Discord chat too. I'll definitely post a recap video after the Lakers game on New Year's Eve though, because that only takes like 20 minutes. But yeah, countdown's going down, so the stream will end once the countdown hits 0. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in, for coming through. I always appreciate you guys for doing it. I could do random streams too. That's what I was thinking, Gigi. It doesn't always have to be after a Laker game, but I'm still trying to figure out things with my channel and really in terms of how I want to brand it, in terms of how it has to revolve around my schedule too. So there's a lot of planning to do with this channel, but I'm excited for what's to come. And you guys are a part of that journey. So excited for it. And the countdown has hit 10 seconds. You can keep commenting, Gigi. 9, 8 for Kobe. 7. Okay, I'm going to end the stream at about now in 3, 2, 1. 1. 1. 1. And then once it hits 0, I'll end the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, peace out. Have a good night. And if I don't have the time to tell you, Happy New Year. Oh my God, Gigi. Ended at 0. Is Gigi going to end it? Because I'm waiting on Gigi. If not, I'll just end it now. 0. Peace out, guys.